7 people here, and we're just gonna go ahead and move on. I didn't promote it too much, but hey guys, welcome to the session here today. And this is just an office hour where we just talk about, whatever we need to, right? So if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to send that out. But I'll always have some sort of agenda, few things to teach you guys and things like that. Today we're gonna go ahead and talk about. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you as well. And people should be able to see my screen. Can you see it, Nikesh?
Yeah.
And okay, so we're gonna go and talk about a few things. So Corona stuff. So a lot of people have been affected with coronavirus all over, the country. And I just want to go ahead and ask, Nikesh, what are you doing to cope with it?
Number one, staying home. That's the
Staying
best
home.
thing, right? Gotta avoid going out and spreading it or catching it. And number two, just staying positive. Tough times will pass. So not too worried, but just to stay positive.
Right. And the gyms are closed right now. So what do we do?
Work out at home, man.
Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of push-ups, right?
Uh-huh.
And dips. So my friend Aline this morning, he was like, I did some push-ups and dips. I'm like, how did you do dips? And he was telling me that he was using a couch and he was like, going
Yeah.
top and this. And that's cool too,
Yeah, there's lots of videos on YouTube too, if you want to work out and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but the
I think
main
it's
thing is we
important to
have
stay
to stay
active.
active.
Yeah.
We have to stay active, and
Hmm.
and just be careful, and I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
And
Everybody,
while
yeah.
this crazy stuff is going on, right? A couple of things that Nikesh and I were working on is, just we're not financial advisors, but but if you lose money, it's not our fault. But what we were doing was we were spending money on stocks these days, and I think we did. So initially we started with Facebook, but as Uber got like super low, we invested almost 20k on just Uber
Yeah.
stocks. And I think Nikesh will go ahead. So initially we're like, should we invest on Facebook or Uber, right?
Yeah.
Now initially we're like, Facebook, it's a worldwide product, and it is gonna go back up. It's a
Hmm.
discounted rate at this time. We thought that, and then yeah, it's true. Then when the Ubers, it went down, we were like, we're doing math, so we could buy the same amount of stock, right? Let's say,
Yeah, we could buy
yeah,
more stocks
more
for
stock,
the
more
same
stock. Sorry,
price. Yeah.
the number would be higher,
Yeah.
and then right. I think right now it's at 20 something. I think we bought it at like 14 something, and you know that I think the IPO was at 40. How much was it at IPO? Their IPO
I
was
think it
at
was
20.
around like $50. Might be like 47, $50. Yeah.
I see. Let me see here. Uber IPO. I just wanted to see. I forgot. But was it 45 bucks?
I think it was around like 47.50, I want to say, but
Let's go.
not about like
And do I need
might
to
need
do
to go
max?
go to max. Yeah. No, I guess
I'm
Google doesn't
guessing.
want to show you. Let me see if I can see it on my phone.
I just wanted to see what I think the IPO was. I think it's right now it's discounted. Uh, I was just curious what
So the
let's see,
IPO opened at 45. You're right.
45,
Yeah.
45, right?
Yeah,
So right now it's like a super discounted price.
yeah,
Um,
it's pretty much half off.
half off. So if you so like I said, it's not, don't take any advices from if you lose your money. So we're not at fault, but you know, it's a pretty safe bet, because as soon as this stuff goes down, Uber's people are gonna start ordering rides. It's gonna go up, and it's already
Right.
starting to be used on Hong Kong and a lot of other places as well. So that's a pretty good bet, and it's like magically you can double your money. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we've been up to. So for everyone out there, try to at least do some exercise. It really helps. I
Yeah.
do yoga, I do push-ups, and it's not doesn't feel as intense as going to the gym though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it doesn't feel the same, but at least it gets your body moving.
Right.
Feels, it makes you active,
Yeah.
and you're not just sitting there
Not just you.
the
You,
whole
you
time.
got to at least do something. I mean, just move your hands. Just do something, right? You got to at least
Yeah.
do something, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, if you have
And
staircases in your house, you can just go up and down, 10
yeah,
times.
you got to have your blood pumping because it's also going to boost your immunity as well. So
Mhm.
do that. Drink lots of water, and I think we'll all get through it. And like
Yes.
after like 5-10 years, we'll get to brag about how. So right now, so Nikesh, you want to tell people a story about this? So what do you guys think this bottle has? Bucky's. What do you guys
Come.
think this has? Can anyone guess? Sanitizer? No. Do you think this is a sanitizer? Look, it's
Uh,
like. Anyone else want to guess?
Most people are saying sanitizer.
Yeah, sanitizer. Water? No. Why would I put water with this? Anybody else?
Someone
Lemon
said
juice?
lemon
No.
juice.
It's actually vodka. So I mean, I do have normal sanitizer as well, but I got some vodka. I mean, it doesn't work, so we were out of it. And Nikesh and I would put vodka in like this, and I mean, it kills it. It is alcohol. It is alcohol, so it is gonna work. So these are the times when I'm putting vodka in my sanitizer. But
You gotta do what you
yeah,
gotta do.
I love
Works
the
the
smell.
same way.
I'll tell you that. I
Yeah.
haven't. I don't want to drink these days, but it smells good. Now, so be careful and be safe. Okay. So now, next agenda, we're going to go ahead and talk about a few things. So, uh, free traffic via image tagging. I think Nikesh is the one who came up with this, but I'll go ahead and explain what he did. So, pretty much, we noticed that some of our websites were getting a lot of traffic, and Google Analytics said the traffic was coming in from like Google Images,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
And it was coming from Google Images. And I'm like, Nikesh, what's happening? What's happening, bro? And then he teaches me this really cool way, which I'm going to show every one of you guys. So it works, okay? So pretty much it's called tagging your image. A lot of people don't do this, and you should. So a lot of times what we do is this. So you come here, right? You select an image.
Uh-huh.
I hope my porn doesn't pop up here. Let's see. This example here, right? So this
Yeah.
image. So it pops up just like this right here. And is it now? Is it uploaded?
Yeah, it's uploaded. It's right there.
Okay. So usually just upload it like that, and then it's just like that. And a lot of people just go ahead and start using it, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So a lot of people. Okay, man. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'll be with you guys.
Okay.
Merchant. Ik snap phone works, I'm on a call. So sorry about that. So a lot of people, what people do is come up here and they use just insert it, right?
Hmm.
This image. So you come. Usually people do this. So they come here. Let me show an example. And it's a really simple thing, but it really helps. So people come here and then they just
Put their image, yeah.
is it image
Yep.
right here, and people just click media library. I used to do this too all the time, right? Just do this and
Uh-huh.
then just select. That's all I would do, right, Nikesh? Initially.
Yep.
Now Nikesh put a little spin to it, and a lot of people don't know about it because they don't do it, or it's kind of like boring work, but you get a lot of traffic from it. So Nikesh, you want to guide me how I do it?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Click on the Oh, you're going back?
So go back right here, right?
Uh-huh. Now click on the image.
Yeah,
Okay, so you see all those sections on the side?
yeah.
So you want to fill it out, especially the alt text.
Okay.
Um, and the best thing is, like he said, people are finding us on, um, Google and stuff like that because the same keywords we were trying to put in our articles. So
Yeah,
let's say the article is about, how to lose weight. We would make
yeah.
sure that that word shows up in the alt text, the title, the caption, the description. everything like that.
Exactly. So if you just make this change, you're gonna see at least, like I'm telling you, at least a percent or two more traffic coming in from the same traffic or same information that you already have going on. So why not do it, right?
Yeah,
It
it's
doesn't.
super
I mean,
easy and
I'll be honest with you. It is a little bit of busy work.
simple. But it's not hard work.
It's not hard work. I'll tell you that. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was a trick, I guess. Well, I got like one more, so we'll talk about that. So do that on your WordPress sites or any sites. Now, second up is I want to talk to you guys about case studies. Now, this is a very simple method. A lot of people don't do it, but I want to encourage each one of you guys to do it. So, for example, let's say you got a new website build or landing page build, or you got a new product, right? And you're so proud of it, you think it's the best one out there, you think it's your best baby out there, but you know what? You could be wrong. And a lot of people will believe that and they will go through that for years and years and years and realize that hey, they could have made a small change, or maybe that was not the best product. And sometimes it's best to quit. A lot of people are against quitting, but I'll tell you this. So I've quit, like I've quit a lot of projects that has actually freed up my time to do other stuff. That's one thing. So sometimes it's best to quit. Now, number two, a lot of people, they don't validate their product, their sales page, their website. They think they made the best one out. Even when we build our pages, we're pretty good, right? We're pretty good. But
Yeah.
even we want to go ahead and test it, validate it. Now the reason for that is right now I'm looking at a page, right? I'm trying to dumb me down, so I look at it as a normal visitor or a customer. But still, back of my brain, you know these days it's not wired, like my brain is not wired these days like that. Does that make
Mhm.
sense, Nikesh?
Yeah, it makes sense. I
Right.
think
So
what you're trying to say is sometimes you're so focused on a project that you kind of get tunnel vision, right? You're just
right.
focused in that one way. And when other people look at it, it's not like, sometimes when people say validation, it's like, oh, it's to prove that what I'm doing is right. But that's not always the case. Sometimes an outside perspective actually improves the product.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So I guess we can go a little bit of story time. So I think Nikesh and me were looking at Podmeo's player, like it
Yes.
was a podcast player, right? You want
Hmm.
to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, so we knew we had to change our player, right? Make it a little bit better. Um, and me and Satish had this huge idea of we're going to change the color, we're going to do this, we're going to add this and that, and all these things. And we came to a point where we just didn't know what to do anymore. We couldn't add any more things, we couldn't come up with any more ideas. And then we brought in an outside person. Brought
Yeah,
in an outside person. They came in, they looked at it, and I think we thought, or we kind of decided that we were overthinking it, right? They made it much
exactly.
simpler, much easier for us, and it made our goals, more focused, I guess.
Yeah. So what we got out of from that was that instead of we were just because we were
Yeah.
thinking in a specific way, but I think we ended up keeping our player, the old one.
Yes. With just minor improvements.
Yeah. So you always gotta ask third parties. Now, one of the tools that I love is called user testing. I think that's what we use. User
Thing, yeah.
testing. It's a pretty cool service. So the way it works is let's say you got something, right? And then people here, you pay them, and then what you do is uh, and then you go ahead and people will look at your site, your product, and they'll just give you an honest feedback because they don't have any interest. They're just trying to give you what a normal average Joe thinks about it. And it's pretty good information, good
Yeah.
insights. You can find out what people are actually how their brain is working when they're going through it. Now, as a seasonal marketer, we can figure that out. But it's always, always, always best to spend some money in this part of your business, because if you don't, then you're either gonna lose money, lose out on conversion, or you might be chasing something that you should give up.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true, right? So yeah,
Yep.
um, I think that wraps up my agenda. Is there any other questions anyone wants to ask about topic similar to this or something. I got about 15 more minutes and I will call it in. Again, remember, it's happening every day. I'm planning to do it every single day for the next 7 days for sure. And I will decide if I want to do another week of this. I think it will be helpful for a lot of people.
Yes, and we got some really, really interesting topics next.
Right.
In a few days.
Let's see, leads. I mean, I want to, if you have any specific questions, please ask that. If you tell me like leads or, it's just back a small time. Okay, I think I got a question here. They're asking me, okay, mobile site, what's the most important part to get better conversion? So Joe here is asking, Joe Pinnick, he's asking, so what can people do to boost conversions on their mobile phones? What's your take, Nikesh?
To boost conversions?
Yes, on your mobile phones, like websites.
Okay. Number one thing I would say is make sure that all your images, your videos, your buttons are mobile friendly and they fit. It's amazing. We come across so many sites today that where their images are too large. It's hard to scroll down, things like that. So the biggest thing is make sure that it's mobile friendly. Just because your theme or a template you're using is responsive doesn't mean that it's going to work on all devices or work correctly, when you edit and add your own pictures and stuff like that. So make sure that you do test it out on your mobile sites and that you do, make sure that everything works and everything is good. Because if it doesn't work, a lot of people think, the site is messed up or broken or, it's some scam guy made it or something like that.
Yeah. I think that's a big chunk of it to make sure that converts well. You want to make sure that it looks good. Now, a couple of things I want to add on to Nikesh's point is add a phone number on the top. Even though people might not call, they will always appreciate the fact that, hey, if I go ahead and buy something, give out their information, especially if they're buying something, they'll have back up their mind, right? So they'll think, hey, if I have a problem, I can dial in this number. Now that phone number doesn't have to actually go to your cell phone. You could just use dial caller or any automated system. So it talks and tells people to, send out an email or things like that. So that has really helped, okay? Now make sure that on mobile devices, your call to action buttons, it applies to desktop sites too. Make sure the call to action buttons are, there's like, 4 times in the desktop version, and you can do that. Make sure you have it in multiple places since it's such a small screen, right? So we have to make sure that we are calling out for them to actually click on a button or whatever that may be. So make sure to add those call to action. And lastly, a lot of you guys are creating like flashy websites, flashy mobile sites. Maybe tone it down a little bit. Maybe simple always wins the bet. It's just, I'll be honest with you. So if you try to make it too fancy, people are going to get confused. Okay, white background, black text, default fonts, and on mobile, make sure the font is not too small. Make sure it's big, but don't go crazy with like crazy fonts or crazy stuff like that. Okay,
I agree.
So I think that's it. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, I think there's some questions about how to market at this, coronavirus. We'll talk about that tomorrow's office hour. I think it's good for today. I will keep that question and I'll go ahead and go over that tomorrow. But thank you everyone for being here today. Thank you, Nikesh, for getting on the call with me. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Share the registration link with your friends, family on Facebook who are, remote workers, startup owners, entrepreneurs who want, to get on this office call. We'll just talk a bit, so you see a human being, at least, even though you're in your room, you'll see them and feel better. Okay, you guys take care. Have a wonderful night or day ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you.